Hi, I'm Chris Casello, and we're here in Marlborough, Mass. at Garden Easy LLC with the owner and founder, Colby Quest. Hi, Colby. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm okay. So why don't you tell us a little bit about what Garden Easy LLC is?
Garden Easy LLC is a service that offers plants to the local community. The service that we provide is giving people healthy gardens. We offer tomato plants, peppers, eggplant, squash, cucumbers, zucchini, strawberries, and lots of other varieties of plants in various different sizes.
And what's the number one seller right now? Like what do we have to plant right now?
Big beef tomatoes. As generic as that sounds, they're big sellers.
So here we are, we're in the structure. Tell me a little bit about the greenhouse process and like how is it built and what happened?
Sure. So the first 2 years I had the business, we had a temporary greenhouse. Wasn't great. We made it work, I will say that. And we've been updating and updating. This was one of the big things. It allows us to keep the plants in a really organized way. I'm very grateful for that.
I mean, this season has been unusually cold for May. I mean, I just moved back here from LA, so everything's unusually cold for me. But is there anything that you have to do to make sure that these plants are protected? Like, have you had to take any added measures, or does the greenhouse take care of that for you?
I mean, sometimes if the sun's beating directly on it on a 70-degree day, like we've had spontaneously in the past few weeks, it'll get up to 110 degrees in here. And it'll stay about that until the sun starts going down. It'll remain about 70, and then I'll close the doors. The sun goes completely away, and it'll retain about a 50 to 60 degree heat, which is good for these plants.
And there's a more enclosed spot over there. That's for like seedlings. So explain that process to us.
So I start all of my seeds on wire shelves in Jiffy pellet pods, and I'll water those, get them started, and once they grow, I say about. So if there's a tomato plant, will grow the first 2 leaves, and then once it grows the secondary set of leaves, that's when you can start thinking about transplanting it. Right after that, though, you're going to want to keep them in there at like a 70-degree heat until they get nice and hardy, like thick stalks, and they're able to survive in like a 50 to 60-degree heat out here. But that's just tomatoes, but it's similar for all the different ones.
So how did you start all this? Like, I can barely figure out what I want to do tomorrow, never mind starting a business at 19. So tell me all about it.
COVID in 2020, I was finishing up my senior year and we had to go home. And normally I have a job throughout, but that also got canceled. I consider myself an ambitious person. I was looking for something to do. My brother and I years ago gave help to my dad when we were growing plants, believe it or not, on a porch in an apartment with minimal sunlight. We had such success with our garden in previous years, and we bought plants from stores, and we saw ways in which we could improve on what they have done, and we saw an opportunity to supply our local community with plants, and it's proven to be successful since. The first year that we started, it was COVID, so we did a lot of deliveries. That helped out people who wanted to grow gardens, who couldn't leave their house for whatever reason.
What can people expect? They call you, they put in an order, or they come here, they order their stuff. What happens after that?
There's probably 4 different avenues in which you can buy plants: plant appointment, plant sales, delivery, or pickup of an order. So you can place an order through my website, gardeneasyma.com, to determine whether you want that for pickup or delivery. Colby@gardeneasyma.com, my email. My Facebook pages and my Instagram pages, Garden Easy LLC. Feel free to contact me and we can set up a time for you to come by and look at some plants. We make the process pretty easy all throughout.
Every plant has a little QR code on it that you can scan, and tell them what happens when they scan that.
So when you scan the QR code, it will take you to my website, a description of what the product is, what you can expect growing it, days to maturity, and how to take care of it. It gives you a couple of pictures on different sizes of the product if we have variations available. It makes the whole process a little easier, we think. And we have recently come out with sub-irrigated, self-contained buckets that you don't have to do anything for.
You said sub-irrigated. What does that mean?
Sub-irrigated. All right. We do a lot of pots, and they're called earth boxes, and they are the sub-irrigated pots that we were talking about a little earlier that you basically don't have to do anything with. We'll plant the plants in there for you. All you have to do is water it down. There's a tube going down to the bottom where it connects to a grate. The soil sits on top of the grate. The roots will grow through the grate, and the water sits on the bottom, and the roots will just absorb the water without having to impact the soil integrity too much. We found that that's been really helpful. It kind of avoids a lot of the problems that people have with in-ground gardening. Overwatering, believe it or not. Plants sometimes don't like too much water. The roots could get rotted from like the too much watering, or if they have been like shone on by the sun.
And we got 24 hours in a day. About how many hours of that day is spent gardening?
Oh, when I'm home, let's say probably 13 or 14. Wow. Most of my day, I'll be out here.
That's dedication, everybody.
It can be a handful at sometimes, but I think the stress is worth it. I find a lot of fulfillment out of just keeping my hands full.
Do your friends ever get annoyed with you for talking about plants too much?
Oh, I can never really tell. Sometimes I can ramble. Sometimes I can ramble about plants. I have a few close friends. They offer help, and I take them up on it from time to time.
And where do you hope to see your business go in the next few years?
I hope to be able to supply as many people as needed with these healthy plants. And that's my main goal. It's really about like supplying plants to the gardens and making sure that people have these luscious, really well-grown gardens. I'm really looking to expand and get more people interested in my plants.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
Yeah.